Hi everyone, welcome to the Capricorn New Moon. This is my sign. I'm a Capricorn and I just love the energy of the sign. So I decided to get cozy and wear my homemade robe. I did not make this. I had it made here in Africa. I just love it. I wear this every morning and it makes me feel so authentic and so myself. And in this time of the Capricorn New Moon, which generally comes at the end of the Gregorian calendar year or the beginning of the Gregorian calendar year, so usually it falls between like the end of December and early to mid January, it's kind of like a time of like endings and new beginnings. And I always think, like, what a great time to just be your authentic soul self um, as a medium. It's sometimes funny because I will meet souls as they're coming and going, meaning they're just coming into spirit or they're just leaving spirit to incarnate, like the soul of a child or a baby. And I always think, like, to be yourself coming and going, like, what a great way to live life. Maybe it's like a little bit of an allegory. But without further ado, let's do the Capricorn New Moon ceremony. Okay, Capricorn New Moon. Let them eat cake. I made a wish. It's my birthday, so this is a little bit cakey birthday-ish. Okay. I made a wish and it came true. It was the life I desired to live, arriving as if out of the blue. Are you tired of making annual resolutions that require tremendous work, drive, and willpower? What if you could make a joy-filled wish and reap the same rewards, only much, much easier? The new year comes around with its siren song challenging us to level up or shake up our lives entirely. And while it can be an alluring thought to drastically overhaul our lives by forcing change, it can be dangerous to make a plan that's out of alignment with the joy in our souls and the things that truly make our hearts sing. So we've officially entered a new era in the world of positive thinking and manifestation with the ability to have our cake and eat it too, not just being hyperbole or metaphor. This is practical manifesting at its easiest. Because let's be real, the days of will testing, mind numbing, and soul crushing New Year's resolutions that can only ever be wrestled into form or wrestled to the ground to take form are totally over. It's a new decade, and the ambitious Capricorn sea goat is always climbing to new heights, seeking increased status to build a legacy for future generations. But what often goes unnoticed about the tenacious sea goat, however, is that its magical mermaid-like tail keeps it always upwardly focused, keeps the always upwardly focused goat from falling into murky or unnavigable waters. So it's a little bit of practicality and magical magic fused together. So fuse together a deep drive and big dreams make an unstoppable manifestation combination that will guide you through the year towards a life you're proud and jubilant to enjoy. So this new moon's ritual will dive into a magical place where you can get some space to make a soul-filled plan and set your annual cruise control dial so you can take a joyride to your newest life. So with love, light, and a plan for progress over perfection this year, which is something a mentor of mine says, so much love and light. Before we go, got my intentions. Don't forget to set your new moon intentions, and this one is going to be a double dose of intention setting. So you're going to do your usual four-square of new moon intentions: health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression, or if it resonates, ease, flow, connection, and expansion. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, check out the PDF that goes along with this new moon ceremony, and set your micro and macro intentions. Micro being something that you would like to happen in the next 2 weeks, and macro being something that you acknowledge may take a little bit longer to pop into your reality, but no more than about 6 months before you should be seeing those intentions. And then if you want, I always do this. I keep my intentions charged under, this is quartz, clear quartz. It's a triangle, so I always put it under my, I can't think, my holy triangle. I put this and this, then it's, you've probably seen a picture of it. But whatever form your angel altar looks like, if you've already created it, or if you're just entering this space, in a couple of months you'll create one. So for now, just make sure you get your intentions down. And then move on to this month's ritual, which is a squared away year. So as a Capricorn, I totally love to plan things out, but sometimes we can get in our own way because we overthink everything and we've got these like big, big, lofty goals. And while we're in this energy of the Capricorn new moon, it's a great time to lean into our biggest aspirations, but not get so caught up in the having or the doing of those things. Because as they say, we tend to overestimate what we can get done in a day and underestimate what we can get done in a month. Or we tend to underestimate what we can get done in a month, overestimate what we can get done in a month, but underestimate what we can do in a year, which is totally true. I'm sure if you looked back on your year prior, you would see how much progress you've made, whether it's on your metaphysical journey, developing your intuitive gifts, or connecting with your authentic soul self and showing up, just as I said at the beginning, the same way, coming and going, sharing that authentic aspect of you, which doesn't always come easy or naturally to most of us. So yeah, look back at the year before and see how much progress you made then. And then if you're new to this space, start thinking of start feeling how different your life would be if every day you woke up and you were comfortable wearing your bathrobe for however many people in the world to see. But no, really, that just comes down to feeling like the person and the soul that you're projecting out into the world actually matches the soul and the person that like resides in your physical capsule. So think on that for a minute. And then take some time during this new moon to do your squared away year ritual, which is basically another 4 square kind of quadrant, except instead of ease, flow, health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression, or ease, flow, expansion, and connection, you're going to be doing the seasons: winter, spring, summer, and autumn. And then you're going to plan your year in a cyclical way. And if you didn't know already, I'm obsessed with the seasons. I'm autumn, obviously. And then I've got my oldest daughter is winter. My youngest is spring. Still waiting on summer. We're not sure what that will be. But it's a really great way to kind of plan your year in a cyclical phase so that any big dreams that you have, you don't have to front load them in like the January, February timeframe, because as we all know with setting resolutions, we come on really strong and we're really excited for them at first, but then it can kind of like wane over the year. So take that energy of the new year and a new resolution and move it out throughout your calendar year, kind of spread it out so that as you move through the seasons this year, you can move into that New Year's energy, but with each season. So it kind of spreads it out. And then it makes your goals and your dreams and your desires so much easier to achieve, but it also helps spirit and the universe co-create with you, because there's generally about like a 6-month gap between when we envision a new future and when it like manifests into our reality in big ways, like serious up-leveling things, like you always wanted to fly first class, but you just never did it. So suddenly you start traveling and then in a couple months you win a first class upgrade, or you're just upgraded. And then you feel what that feels like. And then the next time you go, well, I've already done it before, so maybe this time I'll do it easier. That's just an example because I'm going to be traveling soon, and that's 2020 is the first class kind of year. But it wasn't always. I never thought that was like an option. I always just thought we'll just sit and coach and we'll just be a happy little family, and who sits in first class with their kids? Like, the audacity. But it really is about up-leveling in kind of ways that feed your soul, that allow you to feel like you deserve and feel like beyond deserving, like that is what you're supposed to be doing. Because who knows, like when you take a trip or you go somewhere, what if you miss an encounter with somebody because you didn't think you deserved to be in that space? So it's kind of like claiming new spaces for yourself, and that can take time, especially when you're first developing your spiritual gifts. Learning to trust those gifts, that's another thing that will take place over generally a 6-month time frame. Like you will have a series of things come up, and I've heard a lot in the last couple months from members of little micro moments that when taken individually, it's like, oh, whoa, wow, that's new, that's different, that's exciting, I want to know more. But learning to trust that that will always be the case, and it wasn't just a fluke, or it wasn't just a coincidence, or whatever we want to call our brushes with divinity, or our brushes with our own innate spiritual gifts. So yeah, take some time to do your squared away year. And then you'll want to do it for like a personal squared away year and a private, or a personal and professional, or like a private and public. So meaning like, what are the inner things that you want to happen for you this year? Your like spiritual growth or up leveling, or just new ways of being in the world. And then what are like some professional, tangible, like tactical things that you could see. And we've got examples in there of a squared away year. And then a last few things, make sure you charge your squared away year by placing a crystal that matches the energy of your goals in each of the 4 quadrants. So for summer, winter, spring, and fall. If you don't have it, you may want to get a crystal Bible this year. This is one that I like because I can just flip to it and find it. You can also Google any Bible, any Bibles, any crystal, any information about crystals that resonate with you, or if you happen just to like have some, or if you've come into possession of 3 or 4 suddenly, feel what feels right for you with those. We have a tutorial on crystals later in the rituals, or DM me, message me if you've got questions. And then this is something you'll do as the year goes on, but as the seasons change, make sure that you touch back in with that crystal by carrying it around with you for a little bit, like the first few weeks of the new season, or placing it by your bedside table. I put crystals in my bra, and it's only ever an issue when they fall out while I'm dancing at a dinner party. And even then I just go, oh, my crystal's on the floor. Let me just get that, put it back in my bra, and the party goes on, and I'm just that lady with crystals in my bra. Actually just happened. Okay, also, this could be the year that you form your metaphysical dream team of like-minded champions whose guiding intention is to live a life they love on purpose. So sync your calendar for 12 calls or meetups around the new moon of each month to share your journey towards manifesting lives that you only dreamed about. This is a great space to do that, but ripple effect, each one teach one. Maybe just find one person who you can sync up with 12 times this year, kind of like a spiritual running buddy, as they say, or a metaphysical marathoner, if you will. And then also be sure to keep some white space in your calendar to recharge throughout the year. So block white space, meaning like time where you just totally unplug and don't do anything. A good place to start is 2 weeks of like annual leave or block leave that you can take all at once, and then several like 2 to 3 day increments where you can just totally unplug. Maybe those are like the typical holiday weekends, or blocking in some time in your calendar right now so that it's sacred white space time. Because as you move towards it, it may be one of those things that you've completely forgotten that you've blocked that time, and then you turn the leaf in your calendar, you're like, wow, I have 3 days off next week that I planned ahead for myself. And it's like a gift you're giving yourself in the future from a past version of yourself, saying like, I know that this is going to be an incredible year, and you're going to be going, and you're going to need a 3-day siesta or a 3-day detox, like digital detox, in the middle of whatever quarter or season. So hope that works. And there's actual neuroscience. Sorry, last thing. There is neuroscience now to support just the idea of unplugging, and it lets our brains and our nervous systems reset, and then we're able to kind of incorporate new knowledge and come back fresh. And I mean, anybody who's ever taken a few days off knows the benefits. So that is it. Welcome to this year and this amazing decade ahead, the 2020s and beyond. Like, wow. Okay, have a wonderful, wonderful, I'm such a Capricorn. Can't stop talking and I choke over my own words. Have a wonderful new year with love and new moon. With love and light, autumn.